Hey YouTube, it's Optimus Christ. So this video explains the rights that women have and are able to enjoy that men don't. This video lists 7 of them, so without further ado, let's do this. Number 1. Men have to sign up for the draft. In other words, when a man turns 18, he is required by law, at least in the United States, to register for the Selective Service. And before you claim that the draft doesn't happen anymore, do your research and you'll see that there's still a registry just in case the government ever decides that it's important to sacrifice the lives of a few 100,000 young men. Now, women in America enjoy the privilege, and yes, I said privilege, because equal rights are all rights that all genders have, of being able to exercise their constitutional rights, yet without having to be obligated to die in defense of those rights. Starting to see the picture yet? Number 2. In a society where circumcision of men is legal, it's illegal to cut any part of a female infant's genitalia. Many parents don't even see the double standard in this, and I can just hear the social justice warriors rioting now. Not only is it done without consent, it only happens to males, and you tell me women are oppressed. So, in other parts of the world, it is common practice of female circumcision, but they like to call it, female mutilation, and questioning whether it's a rite of passage or a violation of rights without giving a second thought to the fact that boys are victim of this practice today in America. Many men and women would argue unwittingly that it is not as harsh as female circumcision. Number 3. While feminists declare that they do not have equal rights, women have 3 options to absolve themselves morally and financially with the responsibility for children they don't want, or they intend to not keep. Women may abort the child before it's born, put up the child for adoption, and they're both actually rather common practices in America today. The third being that the woman may leave the infant in accordance to the safe haven law in their state and walk away scot-free. Tell me, if a man just walked away from a child, would he be scot-free? Women can't be forced into parenthood, but have all the legal power to force a man to provide financial support for their choice to. Depending on what state one lives in, men can even be forced to pay for children even if they're not the biological father. These laws work to undermine equality and give special rights where women claim to have none. Number 4. When fighting for legal custody today, laws in many states assume that one parent is a primary caregiver and one is a tertiary caregiver. Now, if you need more layman's terms, it means one is more of a parent than the other. Equality, right? Typically, the primary caregiver is a woman, or so it's assumed. While there is such a thing as shared custody, it requires that the tertiary caregiver must sue to prove the ability to be worthy of equal parenting, which is difficult and costly. The legal presumption of shared parenting upon divorce, that children have a legal right to an equal relationship with both parents following a relationship breakdown, is strongly resisted by the National Organization for Women and other feminist organizations who do know that women will always win custody of children under the default laws. Now, it's an actual fact that men who can afford to purse legal remedies and challenge primary custody stand a good chance of winning, because women don't have the market cornered on loving or caring for children. So while the law does not specifically indicate that custody will be awarded to women, the de facto result of primary tertiary caregiver custody law is that a woman has a legal right to be assumed the caregivers for children. Men don't. Number 5. Women have the right to call unwanted, coerced sex rape. Take the show Mad Men, okay? Let's see. In one episode, there's a prostitute named Amy, and she has sex with a teenage boy after nursing him through a nasty chest cold, or however the show wants to, portray that. Now, if you watch the episode, the boy clearly does not want the prostitute forcing any sexual contact on him. Yet, I guarantee you, most men and women would say, you should be honored. You wanted it. Go on, admit it. And this is why men don't speak up about it, or if they do, very rarely. Now, put this into perspective. This scene didn't even stir a conversation after it aired like it typically would have if the roles were reversed. It's commonly understood in our society as it is today. Women have agency over their bodies, and any hint of coercion into sexual interaction is seen as a violation of women's rights. For men, however, it's believed that they must have wanted it. Number 6. Men are generally not eligible to receive aid from domestic violence shelters. There are no court advocacy programs for male victims of domestic violence, and men and their children are not eligible for state and federal money for housing like women are if they are abused. As of now, there's only one shelter for male victims of domestic violence, the Valley Oasis Shelter, while women have approximately 1,800 shelters. Number 7. Do you own a small business? Do you plan on owning one? Well, if you're a woman, you can get significant benefits from the government. There are multitudes of resources available to women that aren't available to men, such as loans and tax breaks. There's even free grant money available with direct appropriations coming out of the taxpayer's wallet. Yes, and that means you, to give a woman a leg up in starting businesses. Due to this, some business owners that are male try to pass off the business as female owned, resulting in a Small Business Administration aggressively policing male owned businesses that do so. A direct quote from the Small Business Administration, my apologies. If you are a male owned business and you make your wife or another woman 51% owner of the stock in order to qualify for benefits, you're spinning your wheels. The Small Business Administration auditor will know what you're doing. 51% ownership is a red flag. Similarly, if the auditor comes to your office and sees that the male's office is bigger than the female's, you're not going to be certified. You must be able to show that the business is managed and controlled on a daily basis by a woman, and that the woman is a person who makes the day-to-day decisions of the company. So with all these limits on men, it's no wonder why we decided to drop out of colleges, work, or only do the minimum required to live our lifestyle, and no longer want to invent things to improve humanity. Because what future is there for men if this continues? That's right, none. Now that I've covered only 7 of these rights that women have, what do you want to see? This has been Optimus Christ, and you just made it through the entire video. Congratulations. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe for more. Also down below are my links to Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon sites. In the next few videos, I'll be doing interviews with various people who have experience being taken in cleaners already. So come by, say hi, or tell me what you want to see. Welcome to Mgtow, and enjoy the red pill.